my cozy adventures. I'm here with Lucy today, and a couple of the gifts from my birthday that I got with my gift certificate from Sephora came. And one is the samples from the new Freedom collection, the Freedom Musk collection from Kayali. And the other is a Discovery set from Kilian. So I'm really excited, and I just thought I would record first impressions and then come back and tell you about the deep dry down and how long they lasted and all of that stuff. I might actually just do, I can't open this thing, it's taped closed. I might actually just do the Musk. I don't know if I feel like spraying the Kilian today. So first one is Freedom Musk Bouquet. And from watching other people's reviews, it looks like people who aren't that much of a floral person usually still really like this one. So I have hopes for it for me. I mean, it's definitely floral, at least in first sniff. I wonder why people who don't usually like florals like this one. Because to me, it just smells really floral. I'll see how it dries down. But it smells like a light floral perfume to me. Like the perfumey perfume, like department store kind of perfumes that I don't usually like. Like sort of vintagey. Vintage perfumey. So that's Freedom Musk Bouquet. Freedom Musk Santal. This one seems like to be a favorite of a lot of people, and they expected it to be. Okay, this one I like. I smell the orange blossom right away, which I love. Yeah, it smells warm. I think I smell a little of the candied amber. Yeah, it's like a soft, warm orange blossom on first sniff. Freedom Musk Matcha. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. It smells really aromatic, like it has herbs and latte and chocolate in it, but it almost smells a little minty to me at first. Okay, that smells really sweet and yummy to me. Gourmandy to me. So I like that one. Oh no, that was the description of latte. This is the matcha, right? That I just did. That was the matcha, okay. So Freedom Musk Matcha is oat milk, praline, sandalwood, matcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, smells really sweet and gourmandy to me. Comforting. I really like that one. And I think that's something that I've noticed is I tend to like sweet matcha scents. Sandalwood. Okay, love that one. And then the last one is the Freedom Musk Latte. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I sprayed different things. Let's do it on my inner wrist. Whoa. Okay, so this smells weirdly fresh. Oh, it's because top note is bergamot and pink pepper. Sometimes I can do things that start with bergamot and pink pepper, but when it's just often feels, oh, and then it's rose. Okay, bergamot, pepper, and rose tends to be like nose crinkly for me. Like it feels overwhelming to my nose and kind of harsh and bright, which is probably not what most people are expecting in a musk latte. But I see how this is like going for like a latte that's a rose flavored latte. And as the bergamot and pink pepper fade, it definitely becomes much almost kind of powdery. Not like makeup powder, but like the chocolate musk and the cedar wood and all of that stuff is like made into a powder. But I still get a little bit of that harsh bergamot. So, okay, so that's my initial spray. I'll have to look back at this video to figure out where I sprayed each one to keep track of their dry down, but I probably can tell. And I will come back and update you on the dry down, but this was fun. I don't like actively super dislike any of them, but so far I don't really like the bouquet. Hi Cozy Adventurers, I am revisiting the Kayali Freedom Musk collection that I sprayed about 4 hours ago. They've definitely changed a lot since when I first sprayed. The first one that I tried was the Freedom Musk bouquet, and I was like, oh, okay, this definitely smells like department store, kind of old school perfumey smell, very floral, but a little bit lighter than vintage perfumes like that usually are, but similar smell. And now it's like dried down. Well, then it dried down to something where I could smell the vanilla more. Like it still smelled like that kind of perfume smell, like the 80s, 90s department store perfumey smell, which I think is partially the solar jasmine that I don't really like that's in a lot of these older perfumes. So then I smelled more of the vanilla musk coming up, and now it almost smells like oud-y, like a sweet oud or an ambery dry down. And I don't think it says anything in the notes that would explain that. Sandalwood, Turkish rose, vanilla musk, ylang ylang. Maybe it's just the praline bringing that sweetness, but yeah, it feels like a darker sweetness, and it starts smelling a little bit more cologne-y than perfumey, like a little bit more masculine smelling. So weird. The Musk Santal, I also went on a journey with. I can't smell it much anymore. I also sprayed it on this shoulder. It starts out with the orange flower, but the orange flower does fade a lot, and it becomes more of an ambery, like musky ambery smell. And also some of that freesia. Yeah, basically the orange flower lifts the first on my skin, and that was the part that I liked the most about it. So I don't like it as much as I did on very first impression. And then the matcha, Freedom Matcha Latte, or Freedom Musk Matcha, it's almost gone now. But it was a very strong, sweet, thick, like matcha ice cream, or a very, very sweet matcha latte. And I really liked it. And the Freedom Musk Latte smells soft and powdery in a like sawdusty way almost. But I do like it. Probably the ones that I would revisit would be the Musk Santal and the Musk Latte. No, not the Musk Santal. The Musk Matcha and the Musk Latte, and the Bouquet and the Santal, I think, are not for me. But it was fun trying them. And I think the Santal does have a really nice smell in the air. It's more when I sniff my actual skin that I don't like it, but I want to be wearing something that I like when I sniff my skin. Yeah, that's interesting that the matcha one was so strong to me at first, like so strong and sweet and oat milk thick, yummy. And it's kind of just like faded away completely. Or maybe I got anosmic to it because I liked it so much. And sometimes when you really like something, your body just relaxes around it and you stop smelling it in a way. So that's totally possible. I don't have anyone here to ask if they smell it to confirm. But that is my report on the Kayali Freedom Discovery Layering Kit. The Musk matcha is yummy, milky, oat milky, sweet, creamy green tea that almost had, it definitely smelled green to me. Not green like fresh, like in a perfume, but green like I could picture the color green that it would be, this sort of light, frothy, milky green of like a ice cream. If there was an oat milk, I remember thinking this, if there was an oat milk matcha ice cream that tasted the way this smells, I would be so into it. I've never had a good vegan matcha dessert, I don't think, or ice cream. And so someone should make that and sell it to me. And the latte, to give you a little more detail on it, it smelled to me like the coffee part is very, very subtle to my nose. So it would be like almost if you made, I do this actually, I make like tea with my coffee grounds. So I just like steep it in like a tea holder and it doesn't make a very strong coffee. It makes a very, very light tea-like coffee. And then you add something creamy and rose flavored and sweet and a powdered cocoa, but not a dark one. And then the cedar wood is also powdered, like a sawdust kind of smell, and you mix all of that together. That's what it smells like. So it's like an almost edible, but also a little bit sawdusty, and probably people also say it's like pencil shavings, but I don't dislike that smell, so it was fine for me. It might be the one I'm most likely to go back to and like actually want to wear, even though the matcha was the yummiest to me. There you go. Hi Cozy Adventurers, welcome back to my channel. And I wanted to share with you a gift for myself for the holidays that came in the mail that I thought some of you might be interested in, which is this little gift size from Finery that comes with the new rouge and no prints required, which is the new rouge is Baccarat Rouge and no prints required is Killian's Princess. So these are my two favorite Fineries, and I actually have full bottles of them. I like them so much. So I was like, oh, that's interesting that the one little gift set that I see from them is these two. So they must be an agreed upon favorite by a lot of people. And so I'm gonna open it just to see. I'm not sure if they're just dabbers or what's going on in there. And for people that like watching people open packages, this will be a little unboxing. I don't know from this perspective if you can see how little they are, so I'll make sure to hold them up to my face so you get a better view of how tiny they are. He's very little, but very cute. Okay, they are dabbers. So I don't know. Yeah, I really like this version of Baccarat Rouge is a less sweet, nicely blended, so it doesn't have all of those. It's not it's a linear experience rather than like Baccarat Rouge, the original. You have different phases of the fragrance and kind of a whole journey you go on with it. This is a more blended version of a lot of the notes from that fragrance, and I think it's really sexy. It's got a grown and sexy feeling to me. It has a little bit of that spicy cola thing going on. It has the saffron sort of saltiness going on, yeah, and a little bit of the sort of cotton candy like sweetness that Baccarat Rouge has. And no prints required. is a vanilla. Let me try it. Yeah, it's just this very pretty princessly vanilla with green tea. And probably some citrus and some marshmallow. Yeah, I think it's green tea and marshmallow are the main notes. Yeah, I really, really like it. So yeah, I recommend this little gift set. It's very, very cute. And for y'all who haven't tried these, who are like interested in the originals and want to kind of test cheaper versions, this is really good. Or they're just really nice fragrances on their own. I also want to give you a sneak preview of a new finery fragrance, the Fireside Vanille, which is a take on By the Fireplace by Replica. And I smelled it in the cap. I haven't smelled it on skin yet. In the cap, it's like a lot less strong smoky smell. It's definitely there. And when I first sprayed it, it was actually more sweet and less smoky. And now that it's dried more on the cap, I smell more of that smoke. Whereas the original and the replica, it starts out with a smoke blast. Like it's kind of like, it's almost off-putting to me. In the air, I think it still gives off like that fireplace smoke in a somewhat subtle way. But if you like really sniff it deeply in your skin, which I tend to do, it's a little intense. But then it fades to a very sweet vanilla, and not that much of the smoke lasts that long in that. And this seems like a lot of the finery and dossier dupe scents, more of a blended version of it, less of a journey from like an extreme to one extreme to another, and more blended of sweet and smoke throughout. But yeah, it did start out sweeter, and I was like, oh, I like that. Like just a tiny bit of smoke, but now I smell it more. But stay tuned for me to try it on skin. I'll try this with the original, and I have the dossier dupe for it as well coming, so I'm waiting for that so I can show you all three together. Hi Cozy Adventures. So I got a sample of December Vanilla by Paris Corner, and I'm trying it out on my skin. It's definitely a complex vanilla. It has so much going on in it. Let me see if I have the notes here. December Vanilla. Yeah, the first thing that I smelled, I was like, ooh, this just smells delicious and rummy. Like it almost smelled like eggnog in a way that like Yognog has a little bit of a smell of, and I was kind of wish it would stay in more of a vanilla rum place. And I was like, oh, maybe this is like my alternative to Yognog, or would like layer well with Yognog. And maybe it would still, but it starts out with rum and vanilla and jasmine, and then vanilla, more vanilla and creme brulee and spicy notes and tonka. So it smells so sweet, but then it goes into spicy notes, leather, rose, patchouli, agarwood, oud, musk. So it goes into all of these like darker places and brighter places with the rose. And leather and rose is kind of challenging for me. It smells, lots of times leather smells kind of band-aidy or something to me. So I was like, oh no, there's like a band-aidy scent. And now I remember when I very first smelled it, or like sprayed it on skin just a tiny bit when it first came in, I was like, oh no, that smells band-aidy to me. But as it dries down further, the band-aid has somewhat lifted. And I smell mostly like a warm, complex vanilla. Like you can smell that there's different things going on, but they're not intense like they were at the beginning, or the very beginning. It wasn't intense. It was just yummy eggnog, rum, and vanilla sweetness going on, and creme brulee, which kind of came together in a eggnoggy smell with the spice. But yeah, then it sort of blasted me with the rose and the leather. And now they've all kind of mingled. And I just sprayed a tiny bit, so I'd be curious to really like wear it more as a fragrance of the day and surround myself more in it. But that's my initial report on December vanilla if you're interested for this month to explore that too.